What about territorial spirits? Is there something to that? Hello, I'm Eddie Lawrence, and here's today's devotional thought. In Mark chapter 5, I'm going to go back to verse 10. This is like the 11th devotional I've done on the man among the tombs. But I want to go back to verse 10 because it says there that the demon in the man pleaded with Jesus that he would not have to leave the country. And he's identified himself. His name is Legion, but he doesn't want to leave the country. You see, I believe that this demon in the man named Legion, there are many spirits inside this man. He says that my name is Legion, for we are many. And so he doesn't want to leave the territory, the country. And I believe there is something to this idea of territorial spirits, at least in the sense that there's boundaries assigned by, if you will, Satan to demons who are under him. Because when Lucifer rebelled in heaven, Lucifer later became Satan through the fall, that there were numbers of angels who submitted to Lucifer and rebelled along with him. So after the fall, they are under his headship, if you will, as far as darkness and rebellion is concerned. And so Satan will assign to these demons territories that they'll report to him, and they'll operate in his authority in those territories. He's the prince of darkness, right? He's the God of this world, the God with a little g. There's no doubt about that. He even told Jesus, if you'll worship me, I'll give you the kingdoms of the world. So he definitely has authority to operate in the world system. So this idea of territorial spirits is, I believe Jesus is confronting a man that has one of these ruling spirits in him, and the ruling spirit is speaking up and saying, please don't make me leave this country. He wants to stay in his assigned territory. And that's really intriguing to me. Are there other scriptures that may give us some insight? Well, Paul in Ephesians chapter 6 says that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers, against the rulers of darkness, a heavenly host of wickedness in the heavenly places, and so forth. And it's in that same chapter that Paul says we shouldn't, we need to be aware of the methods of the devil. That word methods means, it's where we get the word Methodist or methods. It's a structure, it's a system, a way of doing things. The enemy mimics God. God has ruling angels. We know Gabriel, we know Michael, and I think Lucifer probably was one of those archangels. And so he steals God's pattern, he pollutes it and perverts it. And so I think that's where the idea, the teaching of territorial spirits should find its roots. That yes, I've noticed this. I've gone into certain countries or certain cities, and it's like when you step into those areas, you sense that something's different in the atmosphere. And we know that when God begins to move with revival, that whole regions can be changed. Things begin to shift and change. That's just the truth, and we need to be aware of that. So I encourage you to don't be ignorant concerning Satan's devices. Be aware that these things do exist and that you have authority over all the power of the enemy. We need to be wise in the ways of God. And Jesus, he took on this demon, and it really wasn't a fight at all. Immediately the demon knew he had to leave, right? So we want more of Jesus. And we don't want to be demon-focused, but we do want to walk in authority, and we want to see the overthrow of darkness in Jesus' name. God bless you. Thanks for spending this time with me.